Hello my loves, Brandee Sweesy here with BrandeeSweesy.com. In the last video we were talking about taking action, and what prevents us from taking action, right, is fear. Well, fear has many hidden messengers, right? They're all stealthy and stuff. And one of those stealthy messengers is resistance. You know, when you get up and you're like, oh, I'm too tired, or I can't do it, or when you're trying to start your business, I don't have enough of, not enough, time, enough money, enough, right? That's resistance. One of the books, or actually a couple of the books that were really life-changing for me were by Steven Pressfield. He wrote a book, Doing the Work. He also wrote another book, Turning Pro. And those books, really small, tiny little reads. I mean, in an afternoon you read them and you're like, oh my God, that's me. Particularly if you're trying to start a business. It is, for the creative types, it is so hard when you come up against resistance. And I'll speak personally from experience. I have come up against resistance 1,000 times in the last year. Now, I have always been an entrepreneur. I've been a serial entrepreneur, but I'll tell you, starting this blog and, promoting this and putting myself out there as myself has been terrifying. You know what that terror is? That terror's resistance. Now, we talked about fear being, the fear of the unknown. We don't like the uncertainty. We always want to fall back into the familiar, whether that be, whatever addiction. It might be addiction to emotions. It might be addiction to a substance, it might be addiction to a person, who knows? But boy, when that resistance rears its ugly head, it gets really ugly. I mean, for me, I became incredibly self-destructive when resistance kept on hitting. And I couldn't figure out why. I've been around, personal development for over 20 years. I've been a serial entrepreneur. Done so many things. So where is this resistance coming to? And so, for everybody, it's different how it shows up. But one thing is for sure, it is fear's messenger. If you've come up against yourself, or you are too tired or too whatever, to do something, that's just resistance. Here's the good news, though. The good news is that if you're coming up against resistance in a massive way, like I was for the last 2 months, that means you're getting close, I think. So I am now reprogramming myself with effort, trust me, because today's video is very hard for me, with effort to look at resistance. Instead of being fear's messenger, it is going to be the sign that I'm getting closer. I'm on the right path. I mean, boy, the more resistance and the roadblocks of resistance come flying up, I must be getting warmer, getting warmer, getting warmer. Oh, look, I'm self-destructing. Hot, right? We're getting closer. So that's how we're going to change resistance. Instead of it being fear's messenger, it's going to be success messenger, right? That is going to be the key. We're going to switch that. Now, remember, we talked about when taking action and changing behaviors, you couldn't say stop, because if you stop, it's going to keep on coming at you. Instead, let's look at it differently. So when you see resistance coming up, like for me, oh gosh, what if, fear of success, fear of failure, but when you see it coming up in a huge way, know you're on the right path and be like, thank you. Thank you for the signpost. I must be getting closer. I'm on it. Yay. Thank you, resistance. Another thing that, when we're talking about action and consistent action, and, Steven Pressfield talks about in Turning Pro and Doing the Work, is, we have to, this goes back to that daily action thing. And there's always going to be an excuse, there's always going to be a distraction of some type. That's resistance again. Resistance wants to distract you from what you need to do. What you need to do, right? I mean, I could tell you all the stuff, but And so it's about setting aside, all right, I'm going to do this no matter what. I am going to finish this no matter what. And you have to make the decision, and then you have to commit to it. And if that means, if you have a full-time job, if you have to wake up every day at 5:30 to write for 1 hour, to write your blog, or, whatever you're doing, then you have to do it to overcome that resistance. Now, we're going to start seeing resistance as a positive thing, but we're also going to need some tools to start viewing resistance as positive. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, resistance is positive. No, you're still going to have to keep on taking, consistent daily action to keep reminding yourself, right? And you want to be a finisher. You have to complete projects. I mean, having ADD, I'm all over the place. I always have 1,000 different balls going in the air, but that doesn't serve me. Completing stuff gives you that sense of accomplishment. I suggest you go get Turning Pro. I suggest you go get do the work, The War of Art. He's got a bunch of great books. He is amazing at really facing down, this resistance and how it looks. When I was reading the book, I was like, oh, that's me. And then I just came up with this myself. If we could start viewing resistance, during this video, because I don't script any of my videos, I just do them cold. That's me overcoming my resistance, because if I sit and try to write them out, then I'll be, 3 weeks trying to make every word perfect and get a teleprompter, blah, blah. I'm not going to do it. I'm much better like this, just talking to you one-on-one. That's how I roll. So anyway, my new thing is to view, every time I see resistance, know that I'm getting closer. I've got to be getting closer, because if I'm resisting this strongly, then I must be on the right track. All right, so how are you going to start facing your resistance, replacing the behavior for the resistance, and then also, what are some of the tools that you're going to use to make sure that you view resistance as your path to success, and you look at it and you smile and you move forward. All right. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Oh yeah, I always forget this. Share it, tweet it, comment, Facebook it, whatever. If you feel like this is helpful, please share it with your friends. All right. I love you guys. Bye.